Hey everybody, thank you for joining me at my YouTube channel. I'm Sarah with Sarah's Hair Bling. I'm an independent stylist with Lilla Rose, and today I want to kick off a new series on being a wavy haired girl in a curly girl world. So the curly girl method, if you haven't heard of it, it's just a really simple, I know if you're watching some of the groups, you see a lot of intense stuff going on. But when you bring it down to its core, it's a really simple method of taking care of your hair, styling it, or even not styling it, but treating it in a way that's going to maintain its hair, the health of your hair. And that is something I've always been passionate about, keeping my hair healthy. I do occasionally color it. Growing up, I always had straight-ish hair, not wavy enough to feel like I needed to do anything about it. You know, if I would get out of the shower, and if I just brushed it like with a comb or something while it was wet, it would stay nice and straight-ish. I didn't have frizz or anything. And then about a year ago, I noticed all of a sudden that my hair was like curly out of the shower before I brushed it, and that while it was wet, I would comb it 3 or 4 different times to keep it straight as it dried. So I started wondering, is it curly? I know this curly girl method exists, so I decided to take the products I already had, which weren't really curly girl. They weren't bad products, they just weren't curly girl products. And I washed it the way they say to wash it for curly girl. And it was curly, and it stayed curly. And then I panicked. It's like, I don't know what to do. And I grabbed a pair of scissors and I hacked off a bunch of hair. I've cut my own hair before and it was fine, but I think I was in some kind of like moment of identity crisis. It was crazy. So since then, I've been using the curly girl method. My hair's gotten a lot longer in the last year because it was like right here, which is not my comfort zone. My comfort zone is my hair being right about here or much longer. So the curly girl method at its core is avoiding sulfates. Sulfates will dry your hair out. They literally suck the life out of your hair. They're terrible. Okay, they claim to get your scalp clean, but of course, what it really does is it takes all the dirt and grime and the bad oil, as well as all the good, nourishing scalp oil that your scalp naturally produces, and it is sucking it out, taking it away. And then, to make your hair feel good and healthy, you put in conditioner that has silicones. Dimethicone is a popular one. Sodium lauryl sulfate is a popular sulfate. Dimethicone is a popular one, but anything that ends in sulfate or cone, you should probably double check, okay? Anyways, what the silicones do is they actually coat your hair. So yes, there's lots of moisturizing products in your conditioner, but it also has that silicone in there. So it gets a little bit of moisture in there, seals it up, which prevents moisture from leaving, but guess what? It won't let moisture go in. Silly, right? So it sucks all the good stuff out of your hair and then seals it up so nothing can get in, including the natural, healthy oils from your scalp. And it can also, because you're stripping your scalp again and again and again, your scalp is going, wait, what? It's super dry up here. I just made a bucket of oil for this scalp, for my hair coming out, right? I'm gonna make more. So then you're gonna get into the cycle potentially of like having an overly greasy scalp that you're constantly having to wash with drying, harmful ingredients. There's also other ingredients to avoid, such as drying alcohols. Not all alcohols are drying, but there are some that you need to avoid. And pomades and waxes can be questionable. Parabens are questionable because there's information out there that suggests it could cause cancer, things like that, right? So, and it's all about keeping your scalp, keeping your hair healthy. So I have a couple of links that I'm going to drop below to help you in looking for good ingredients if you're wanting to start this. Okay, so it's past my 1 year anniversary of my crazy moment of cutting all my hair off, and my hair is looking really good and feeling really good these days. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do in the shower. Those are the 3 products I'm going to use. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to comb through my hair before I get in the shower because I want to loosen up all the loose hairs. I want to get those out, okay? If you're used to brushing your hair every day and washing your hair every day, and then you go to the curly girl method where they suggest washing your hair 2 to 3 times a week, if that works for you. Some wavy girls especially do not work well with that project, with that. They need to wash every day. And that's okay. That's where the difference of being a wavy girl versus a curly girl is. So if you go from washing daily and brushing especially daily to only a couple of times a week or even less, you're going to see a lot more hair coming out in the shower. That does not mean that you are losing more hair. It means that the hair, especially if you have long hair, it kind of like stays in there, right? Because you're not brushing through your hair, you're not raking your hands through it all the time because you're working on keeping your hands out of your hair for your curl pattern to stay. So you'll just notice more. So I'm going to do that before I get in the shower. My hair is low to medium porosity. I don't know. It takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to get my hair wet enough to shampoo. So I will take care of other shower needs, and as my hair is under the faucet, right? Then I will shampoo scalp only. This, even though it's sulfate free, it has a great foam. So I use like that much, like barely a nickel sized amount. And I just focus on my scalp. And I'll do this for about 5 minutes at the most. 3 minutes to 5 minutes, give or take. I will rinse it out really, really, really well. And then I will coat it with the conditioner from about the mids down, right? And then I will take, I left my appropriate clip downstairs. So then I'll just use one for my inventory. Okay. So I have one of these that stays in my shower. I forgot to bring it up with me. And I'm going to, with the conditioner in my hair, I'll twist it up, put it in, and it will hold my hair there while I take care of the rest of my shower. That lets my conditioner sit for a couple of minutes. And then I will take that and rinse it out. This is where I go from using warm water to cool water. I will flip my hair upside down and I will scrunch my hair while it is being rinsed. That gets some more moisture into my hair. With that low to medium porosity, sometimes low especially, you have to like squish it because the follicles of your hair, the cuticles of your hair are tight and they don't let anything in. So, and we can talk about that another day, but that's just one thing I do, scrunch it in, okay? Once it is scrunched, or once I've rinsed it all out, right, my hair is fine. I have a ton of it, but each strand is fine, and my curls tend to get weighed down pretty easily. So I rinse all of my conditioner out. You will see some gals do not. I do. Then I will smooth in. Nope, first I'll squeeze out a bunch of hair. With that last scrunch, I'll just scrunch out until no more water is coming out. Then I will squeeze in some of this. And then I'm going to use my Lilla Rose bamboo hair towel. Now the Curly Girl method says use t-shirt hair towels, use actual t-shirts, use microfiber. Nowhere does it say don't use bamboo, but nowhere does it say that bamboo is good, okay? What I have noticed is I get much faster drying, much better drying time with this versus microfiber. After I use it a couple of times, it doesn't smell as bad as the microfibers do. And it works better for me than a t-shirt. A t-shirt is just a big mess for me. So what I will do is I will put my hair upside down and I'll plop this in, plop it in here, and I'll twist it up like a turban. And I'll show you that process when I am out of the shower. And I'll let it sit in here until I'm ready to style it. Okay? So I'm gonna go and I will check back with you guys as soon as I'm ready. Okay, thanks. Hey everybody, so I'm back. I'm in the bathroom now. I figured it would be a lot easier for me to film the rest of my routine right here. I also thought instead of doing one video, I'm gonna break this up into two. So you'll see the rest of my actual styling in video number 2. Right now, I'm just gonna show you how I have it plopped up and what I did to do that. So remember in the shower, I said I finished off by squeezing out as much, using that scrunching method from Curly Girl. I squeezed out as much as I could from my hair, and then I added in my curl cream. It was Heritage, I had the curl, and I didn't tell you is that I kept my head upside down while I did that, but I raked through, and then I scrunched the curl, I raked the cream in, and then I scrunched and scrunched and scrunched. And at that point, the shower water was off, so I wasn't wasting any more water because I was not adding any water in my hair and I didn't need it. Okay, so then I plop, I get dressed, and then I keep my plop in while I do my other stuff. So I'm going to show you really quick how I plopped, because I didn't use this the way you normally would use a hair towel. I used this to plop like the Curly Girl method. And the purpose of plopping is not to dry your hair, and it's not to get moisture out of it or anything. It is simply simply a way of like sealing in your curl pattern. So what I did was, while I still had it upside down, I hadn't brought it up yet, I took the back, there's the button that goes right here, and I faced it away from me. You guys see? And then I just scoop this in, okay? I center my head, scoop it in, and I do this, okay? And I'm going a little loose today because I've never actually plopped and then unplopped and plopped again. So I don't know how that's going to affect my hair, but I would do it a little bit more snug, and I would tuck that in there. And so now I'm going to start my next video. You will see that hopefully in a week or so. Okay, thanks. Bye.